YouTube. So it's time for another classic book hunt. We did a rewrite this week. We just put it out minutes ago, really. And now we're going to look for our next book. To
the hookup. Now,
yes.
The one thing that you're consistently treated to as you scroll Amazon these days is a very nice looking model males who may or may not be billionaires or cowboys or
shifters
simply
themselves.
Billionaires, shifters, yeah. I miss you. Alphas love big curves.
They
do love them.
What I see here is that the Christmas books are coming back.
Yeah, well, it's about that time of the year, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's
about 3 months before Christmas.
That's when you put out your Christmas book. That's that's just common sense.
I suppose we will be doing
a flighty fake boyfriend,
fake boyfriend,
a small town age gap.
Fake boyfriend, gay romance.
Gay romance. Men of St. Nacho's, book 2. War brides.
Hugs and
quiches. Oh my god.
Get it? Hugs and kisses.
Quiches.
Like kisses.
Yeah, it's like kisses, but it's quiches.
No,
Starting over was meant to be a new beginning. Wow, what a line. Through happy ending. Been a year since Zoe Cooper packed up her daughter and fled her abusive husband.
She just packed her up.
Yeah, you pack her into a bag and you take her with you with only the clothes on her back. Obviously, so, well, at least a backpack, right? You got to put the kid in there. But life as a waitress, food blogger,
oh yes,
and roommate to her supportive mother has turned into a holding pattern, and her dream of launching her own catering company and cooking school feels like just another fairy tale ending.
This is a high
when
stakes.
She's no Cinderella.
Wow. That's, well, there's no look inside, so we can't actually assess the writing here.
The author has blue hair. Forbidden daddies.
I kind of want to check out Daughter of Isis.
Sunday Elm has the sight. Creatures from a parallel universe visit her unannounced, compounding everyday anxieties and making for strange house guests. After an accident, claims Sunday's father...
Oh, Sunday is the name of the character.
Oh, right. The boundaries between this world and Otherworld blur without him to shield her. When Sunday meets a mysterious man with the sight, she learns that the recent deaths of fellow seers could be linked to something more sinister. Together with the strange group of newfound companions, Sunday is pitched into unraveling a high-stakes mystery before her own name reaches the top of Death's list.
I'm gonna put this in the maybe
can
category.
There's no look inside. Is it just no. Can you? No.
I don't know if it's like something wrong with us or. Okay, let's get off like recent releases here and get into like a genre. So what did we do last time? We did sci-fi. So what should we look for?
Let's go for a. Can we do like a crime, like something like that? Maybe a noir crime, 1950s.
You're in the spirit. How do you actually search?
A popular cheerleader overdoses on heroin in a school bathroom and survives. Oh. A star athlete overdoses shortly afterwards and is not so lucky. The hot girl can't die. The other guy can.
How can this? Who else will the scrawny, unattractive male MC?
Kids at high school just do heroin. They just pop heroin.
Yeah. Skip.
We gotta find the dope dealer.
Yeah.
A fiery end. Die Fiona Williams mystery. Give me that.
I'm kind of intrigued.
Driving home late one night. Is it D Fiona?
It's gotta be Die.
Die Fiona Williams comes across a vehicle engulfed in flames. The driver is at the wheel, oblivious to the inferno surrounding him. He's oblivious to the inferno? I'm calling a what? What's going on? So there is no explanation for why the vehicle was on the road Really?
To begin
There's
with?
no reason why a vehicle could be on the road? Or why the quiet tradesman was murdered in such a macabre way. The only witnesses to the fire claims she saw nothing. So she's not a witness? Oh, what is going on? The only witness didn't see anything.
Whatever she
Fancy
did
that.
see goes to the grave with her when she is brutally strangled.
Frustration grows when the driver's daughter disappears.
Okay.
With time running out to find the daughter alive, Fiona is drawn into a web of powerful men, determined to keep their deadly game secret.
These webs, they're everywhere, and there's powerful
She's
men in
juggling
them.
a family crisis. Her boss could be corrupt. Her judgment is hampered by her attraction to the man central to everything.
Oh, there it is.
Please, can we look at this?
We can't. For some reason, these books don't have the look inside.
What is going on?
I don't know if that's on our end or Amazon's thing. Keep it open. Wife attempted murder. Night dark, Atlantic Midnight Sun Island.
Huh?
A novel suspense and thriller dark humor. That's got to be one of these like fake.
Yeah, it definitely is because like no one puts that little effort into making like a cover type.
Amazon. This book is called Building Fence.
Building fence. Young veterinarian Emmy Callahan has inherited a ranch with conditions. She must stock the place with cattle and must reside in the decrepit ranch house with its resident rodents and reptiles and its skeleton. Most importantly, she must solve a string of murders before she becomes the next victim.
Okay,
Wow.
I'm going to download this one.
Yeah, that's incredible.
'Cause,
Building fence.
That sounds so weird. Check out the author.
Tepid death, the edge of society. Not quite forgotten. Cross in the crosshairs. Cross in the crosshairs.
It's got 4.5 stars.
Operation Niner Tango.
It was supposed to be a simple matter. It didn't even warrant a special operation name like Operation Red Wings or Operation Snow Leopard.
Not like those two operations.
For Sergeant Major Z.T. Rowan, faith has always been his constant. But can his faith protect him from the demons in his memory?
Oh my god.
This one's got to look inside. Background stuff. Let's get into the story here.
In 2 weeks, the 19-year-old Marine had gone from fresh-faced schoolboy to combat-hardened veteran.
In 2 weeks?
In 2 weeks!
So when the beat-up Toyota truck pulled up at the gate at 0300, his pulse rose only slightly.
This is awful writing. But the voice emitted from the driver who stepped out of the cab, parked 15 feet from the main camp entrance, was definitely American. Oh my god, that
Hey,
is
is this
so
the
bad.
Marine camp? Wow, this is promising.
Yeah, I think we've got a winner on this author, but I want to pick.
What about Tepid Death? They've all got the same like gray cover.
Oh, you stick with something good. You
Collection of mysteries. No, we don't want that. The Edge of Society.
Shortly after the appearance of a homeless teenage cowboy in rural Kansas community, a deadly contagious livestock disease breaks out on a local ranch. How many ranches are in this shit? The feds know that the pathogen can only have been imported in an act of terrorism. Can his friendship with a gruff old veterinarian... How many veterinarians are in these stories? And a local preacher. It's like a small town, and it's like, okay, so there's a vet, a preacher, and a cop, and like all of his stories are just revolving around the same. Like, what other jobs could a town have? The Captured, Brennan's Odyssey.
Oh, that does
Brennan's
sound good.
Odyssey.
Set in the present-day American High Plains, Brennan's Odyssey is the story of Mosiah Brennan. Brennan only wants to be a cowboy. But life just hasn't worked out that way.
Now he's going to be a veterinarian.
Follow his journey as he goes from being a cook on an outdated ranch to a nursemaid for a dysfunctional urban Texas family transplanted to rural Kansas. Brennan manages to keep...
How can someone deal with their Texas lifestyle in this rural Kansas area?
Yeah, that's High Plains fiction, guys.
Can we...
These are all cowboy convergent trails.
Jim Rassin, Doctor of Veterinarian Murder. Oh, did you see the title? It's Doctor of Veterinarian Medicine / out murder.
Oh.
This vet's a murderer.
Let's check out she's a rancher. Recently widowed in a tragic ranching accident. Shiloh Bennett, DVM, opens a clinic in Tyler County, Kansas. Yeah, it's like you said. It's like this lady knows a veterinarian and lives on a ranch, and those are like the only two building blocks.
Her imagination is so small.
As is typical in rural towns, she is related to several locals: a drug abuser, the county prosecutor, and a convicted felon.
It's always like the vet, the cop,
it's the same people.
The candle maker.
Now someone is pruning branches off Bennett's family tree. With
the help of an oversized Kansas trooper, she has to figure out who it is before she becomes the next downed limb. What? That's a bizarre way to say that. I urged my horse over the ridge at a dead run. When I reached the summit, I spied my husband, Jim Bennett. His third loop finally settled over the head of the rangy black cow, and his horse were now being led on the chase at top speed. For the past month, we had fought to keep the Angus cross bovine in the correct pasture. When she wasn't jumping fences into the neighbor's pasture, she was grazing in the ditches along the roadway. Last night, the old biddy hadn't been content to roam the roadways by herself, but had knocked down a section of the fence and led the entire herd of 67 cows and 2 bulls onto the highway.
This
oh my God! 5 years ago this happened.
This is someone's idea of what's
a good deed. A good deed. A good deed. A good deed.
Those errant bovines.
Returning to his large California district after surviving a plane crash, school superintendent and competitive runner Mike Sands finds himself embroiled in a high-stakes scandal. Running has always been Mike's escape, but can he outrun a killer?
364 pages on that.
That's too much.
But let's check out the one we downloaded.
I'm gonna pitch you a story, Brady. Right? I've just got it coming in my head.
It's about errant bovines.
You've got a English teacher former veterinarian and English teacher living on
a junkie.
living on a ranch, and she has to team up with an oversized
bovine
superintendent, and they before they become the next victims of the murderer.
It's always high blue. Having read the intro to her other book, I think it's going to be extremely boring.
Yeah, I think they're all going to be extremely boring.
Let's keep going then. What about this? Do not open.
Do not open. Wow. Okay. I won't. The small town of Crescent City, Iowa thought it was well prepared for the coming winter months and slew of holidays. Clem and Bernie Walker had lived there all their lives and thought they had seen every kind of disaster the season could bring, from ice storms to unwelcome relatives. Nothing could have prepared all over town. Would Clem and Bernie learn its dark secret in time to save Crescent City and themselves?
Oh my God, that sounds awful.
Do not open.
Mahua.
Mahua.
When Rhea finds out that her friend is in danger, she sets out on a quest to protect her. Is it as simple as it seems, or is there an underlying mystery that needs to be uncovered? Who is Muaha, and what does she want from Rhea? I don't know.
No idea.
Gotta give me something. Shall we readjust our amateur sleuths genre?
Amateur sleuths. A ghost on Cozy Mountain? Cozy Mountain Mysteries. I like that. I'll give it we can go. The resort at Cozy Mountain has always enjoyed great prosperity, primarily through buying or destroying anything that gets in their way. Damn. That's not what I thought that was going to be at the end. Fleeing her unhappy after being harassed by her spoiled daughter, greedy first husband, and multiple buyers vying for her family home, Blythe discovers she may be flat broke. What's a former debutante to do? Jesus Christ, what? That story was all over the place. Like, what's going on?
I mean, it's some sweet old lady. I don't know if she's sweet. I don't know her personally.
You just assumed that.
Yeah.
Wait, there was dogs. I want to see the dogs. Cindy Bell,
A tangled murder.
A tangled murder.
House. Cozy mystery.
Cozy mysteries. I think Cindy Bell's the same lady, is it?
No, it's someone else.
That can't be a coincidence that you have two cozy mysteries.
Look at that dog.
Well, that does look like a cozy mystery.
This looks
USA Today best-selling author? Cindy Bell.
This looks like a kid's story, but kids' stories wouldn't be about murder.
Come on, kids. Let's see who brutally murdered this lady.
An orchid witching with dolphins.
What? Harper's best friend, Valerie, is everything she is not. Beautiful, confident, and the most powerful witch on Banks Peninsula. Together they run the coffee shop La Petite
Sorcerie.
and keep the balance between magic, people, and the environment. Jesus Christ.
This is all over the place.
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
Hole punch. Hole punch is the height of the Earth Empire, where war bricks flatten alien civilizations. Yorkshire, 1985, where a child's mind is patched together with trauma. Ancient Greece, where Socrates discovers a carnal method of time travel. Mars 2348, where crime and terror haunt the Martian habilitation domes.
What?
The Mistake's Skull, where muscle society achieves self-destruction. Oh my god, what is this? Within the tangled text of Hole Punch. Damn.
Hole punch. What am I looking at?
Sewing thing? Is that sewing machine things going into like
a bit of face?
It's cool. It's got more effort in it than most other things we see.
Kind of creeps me out.
It is kind of creepy. It's not like
Britain's next bestseller.
Confident. Published in 2020 by Britain's next bestseller. It's like a company.
My mum friend.
What is that?
Mum sways me in her arms and sings hushy bye, boo. What?
I opened my eyes and shit myself.
Why? And what is that? The Mistake stares up at the nothing sky, vast, empty, and full of nothing. The Mistake feels rubbish and small. What? You are rubbish and small, said the voice inside the Mistake's head, except for your big stupid head.
This is big brain stuff. This is like massive brain shit. You gotta be galaxy brain to understand this artistic stuff.
Nothing is the same color as empty. I fucking hate this already.
So bad.
This is one of the worst things I've ever seen. The human empire slave masters stand black-suited and big-gunned behind the Ukatraxi in the underground mines of their native world of Ukatrax. Her body bristles with USB implants plugged into all the latest sensations. All the latest
USB implants.
All the latest news and blood sports.
They use USB for that.
This is just some pretentious bullshit.
4 wins. The flight to the finish.
Oh yes, that is a dragon.
That is a racing dragon.
Yeah. The speed dragon.
As a young woman living in a war-torn world, Faruna turns her back on her family and everything she knows about her supposed enemies to live in her dream of being an aerial racer.
Oh.
Taking up residence as a trainee on the neutral Four Winds Isle, her career takes off to a rocky start when she has to corral a group of aggressively different teammates as they learn their ins and outs of the island's unique set of rules.
This is a dragon racing book?
I mean, if anything, it's got a unique idea.
I kind of like it too. Let's turn that other shit thing and check it out.
Dragon racing.
Why is this all in? Let's skip the prologue.
It's all in italics.
Oh my god, this is a prologue.
Is it all in italics?
This is where she learns that she wants to race.
Oh, thank God it switched out of italics. You just have the whole prologue in italics.
This is 10% of the book, that prologue.
That's a thick piece of the pie.
Well, there's got to be something cool in here. This is where she.
Maybe I'll craft a giant sword for the Weimar racer to attach to their mount. That way, if some rotten elven racer in their Pegasus comes too close, whoops! And then she slammed her fist down for more effect.
Oh, the racers drew closer, and the tension gripped the gathering crowd. Everyone seemed to hold their breath in unison, and Faruna could hear her excited heartbeat pounding away inside her ears. Even the bickering shopkeepers were silent, though the tension between them had simmered enough that neither would be likely to drop the subject once the race was over. I love stories like that. This is like Ghost Rider, where it's like the thing that the story is about is like everyone in the world is interested in it.
Yeah.
It's like everyone stops what they're doing and watches the racers. This is a honest effort.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised.
But I do not want to read it.
No. It seems awful. I mean, actually, it's getting a maybe from me. Like, honestly.
At this point.
I'm sure we can pull, like,
We'll keep it on
something out of it.
Keep it on the maybe pile.
No one expects the Dragon Racer.
No, that's true. Han Solo, children's books.
That seems real.
I'm sure Disney approved that. Remember, lessons are to help one learn from their mistakes. Dark Stallion. Cowboy Karen.
Cowboy Karen.
Orbitals, Journeys to Future Worlds. Oh, I like that. I'm not opposed to doing another sci-fi.
And in acclaimed science fiction novelist Mark Laporta's first collection of short fiction, you will meet aliens from all sectors of space-time, from insectoids to fluoroids, to beings who live outside of time. Each alien group has a different perspective on that gaggle of ape-descendant bipeds who who hail from an incongruously named planet. You'll discover fascinating beings who are repulsed by human arrogance, opposed to human bias, and perplexed by human barbarity.
Humans are bad. Aliens are good.
It's like one of those things that's like, we would be alien to aliens. Here's my hot take. Dr. Jean falls for Author June. They knew it was right.
But what about
when you just underhand the title, like, fuck it, I don't care.
What about the Eyes of Love?
Mated. Let's do Mated. Like, can we do Mated?
No, we can't.
I think that girl got mated.
It's got 13
she got
reviews.
mated.
13 people read that and gave it 4.5 stars. Swampwalker, a novel.
There's Skythane and then Swampwalker.
I like Swampwalker. 3 curious events occurred in the swamps of Louisiana's Pearl River Basin, the Bottomlands, during the summer of 1997. 2 sightings of an ape-like beast.
It's a Sasquatch bug!
By local swamp tours. We're going on a tour of the swamp. An unusual photograph taken by the local fire chief, Vance Jackson.
Vance!
A few years later, Carlos O'Keefe, a Cuban-Irish misfit from Miami who just can't seem to find his place in the world.
Cuban-Irish misfit. Dr. Fred Fanning. Fanning assigns Carlos a doomed from the start project examining the genetics of invasive swamp rodents.
Oh my god, I love it already. Swampwalker.
Smaller swamp version of the more famous Bigfoot. It's a smaller swamp version. It's just a monkey.
It's a swamp Bigfoot. Carlos starts by meeting the infamous Julius Roman Babineau, an artistic campground proprietor who has become a local hero due to his very successful Swampwalker publicity efforts. Mr. Babineau operates out of Cypress City, a remnant logging town, first settled by Native Americans and runaway slaves deep in the swamps of the Pearl River Basin.
Native Americans being widely known for setting up logging towns.
Oh my god. We have to look at this. Who is this
Although
man?
Cypress City's Swampwalker media circus has all the appearances of a total fraud. My god. Hey, it's got a video. Author updates. Can we do that?
Oh shit.
Down in the Louisiana bayous. Please show me what the Swampwalker looks like. Where the muddy waters. Muddy waters, what are the muddy waters gonna do? Bring into the ocean. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Rivers into oceans.
In the swamp.
Yeah. Got
Yeah.
it. And
Beavers?
something walks in the swamp.
The swamp wall.
Please just show me what it looks like. No. These are photos he took.
It's not going to show us.
The people of the river have always known. Some of them
Oh my
may
god.
talk.
Get to the point, man. These are his photos.
Oh my god. How to make a boring video.
About such a cool sounding book. Beware of the swamp.
Please say beware of this one.
Lower yourself.
What's there?
And it's getting dark.
Effective use of the zoom. It's really building the anticipation. Remember to lock your door.
I don't live in the swamp. What do I mean? I'm locking my door.
When you go.
You botched it. You botched it, man. You made a cool trailer for your book and you botched it. Time in the Bottomlands moves much more slowly than it does anywhere. In the time it takes for an old three-legged coonhound lying on the porch of a rotten wood fishing camp to lick his paw while a nearby egret takes flight from one cyrus stump to another. Entire civilizations have risen and fallen. What?
I have one last question. How long is this book? Because I could do 200 pages, but not.
250.
That's a big ask.
Yeah,
It's a big ask on
let's
it.
check out the reviews.
It's got one review. Wonderful new author. This book engages you from the start to the last page. Great review. It really tells me a lot about the story. It's hard to tell.
Maurice, they're so busy fighting I can skip half the script and light one up and take a swig. I've been dying for a smoke and a taste for an hour already. This is like a swamp book. I'm kind of into that, to be honest.
It's got swamps. That's like hard target. It's got Sasquatch. That's like Beast of War Reckoning. Could answer a lot of questions for us. They're hunting a small Sasquatch.
He parked his truck.
Swamp Squatch.
Yeah, Swamp Squatch. I probably could have been a musician or an artist if there weren't so much ham-fisted engineering and dysfunctional equipment in the world, not to mention dummies who smoke in bed. This is like such a bizarre book that I'm almost curious enough to read it.
If I thought the damn thing was a Bigfoot, he explained to yet another dumbass reporter, I would have run after it, beat it to death, and sold it for $6 million.
Before too long, the Vance Jackson photograph was circulated over newspapers and all over his newfangled computer thing, the internet. It is impossible to say for sure if ever there was a more unwitting and reluctant witness in the annals of Bigfoot lore. But Vance is currently the leading candidate. It was a high irony that the no-nonsense volunteer fire chief of Pearlington, Mississippi, the Marine decorated for valor at the Battle of Okinawa, was now the feature story on every UFO and news of the weird and cryptozoological website all across the World Wide Web, not to mention the Sunday edition newspapers from coast to coast. That is one of the most bizarre sentences I've ever read.
I love it when the book gets confused in its own exposition. So thoughts? It seems boring as bull.
Yeah,
it seems boring as batshit.
I can't read. If it was shorter, maybe, but I can't.
Maybe, yeah. But I can't do it.
I hate the writing.
I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
The Dorkly, anime.
Son of Pestilence.
Son of Pestilence, a novel. Sebastian Morris Reed has lived as a recluse for most of his 28 years. The self-imposed isolation was necessary for protection, not for himself, but for all the rest of humanity. He was born with an immune system that takes in, holds, and then super concentrates any bacterium.
What?
Or virus he is exposed to.
He
sucks the virus up.
He slurps them in like a
sucks
sponge.
Them out, and then he what? What does he do with it? After reaching the highest degree of virulence, the microbes are released back into the world through his bodily oils and excretions. Any direct contact with another human would, in many cases, prove fatal. His curse is being the ultimate carrier of disease. His curse.
An obscure vigilante organization somehow learns of Sebastian's condition and convinces him to join their odd band of outcasts with the promise of helping him to learn to control his body's biochemistry. The organization sets out to right the world of other underground groups that oppose equal treatment of all those afflicted with physical or mental idiosyncrasies. Using unusual and extreme tactics, the group exists to fill its simple mission statement: we deal with bullies.
That's so bad. That's interesting.
That sounds like a mix between X-Men and Dream State.
Palms for Christmas.
Doesn't it? It sounds like X-Men mixed with Dream State.
Yeah, it's going to be neither, though. It's going to be awful. These are real books, everyone.
Prom Spy. Genderbender Tales.
I'll bite. Issue number 1 in the Genderbender series. Genderbender Tales.
A gender shifter comic romance.
Comic romance.
What if your best friend had an evil secret? Even worse, what would you do if the feds kidnapped you and forced you to spy on him? As a woman?
It's a Twister Prom comic series with a gender transformation twist.
It's not a twist, you just told me.
Yeah, the whole time I'm reading that book, I'm just going to be waiting for the gender bend.
Raptor 1.
Good use of the...
A story of friendship between a human being and a raptor. Trust earned and adventures on Earth.
Seems to be written by a young child.
Just so stories. God. Leaves are not very satisfying.
Baja Janusi.
130 pages.
The battle for the universe has turned. The once small colony of Barra Janusi has pushed outward and continues to move further off through space, pushing away the Nibel with increased proficiency. that offensive moves to regions of unknown into sectors where there are others with their own methods of resistance. Resistance that meets any that isn't known. Those resisting against the common enemy don't find that they are welcome. Was this written by a human?
Leaves are not satisfying. Rose in a million. Like, Leaves Are Not Satisfying sounds like one of those fake titles, like Depth of Reality.
Yeah. Dull Harbor?
1056. Can we just, like, look at it? Because it sounds so bad.
Leaves are not very satisfying. I agree. Like, I mean...
I know. I've never been satisfied by a leaf.
A leaf has never once satisfied me. The Chronicles of Dog Control, Book 2. You don't want to read that?
No. I want to read something that's not like a clear joke. Anoa.
Exist. Grievechronic. Grievechronic. I love combo words like grievechronic. Before the world as we know it came to be, there was another, a land of myth and magic, a world in which spirits and great monsters roamed the land. This world of fairies and war was home to so many, and yet so few. But one man, a fisherman from the small town of the south of his humble kingdom, would turn out to be the most important of them all. Banoa is a story of magic and war. Banoa is a tale of triumph and hardship. Banoa is an idea, because Banoa is what came before.
This is like someone's attempt to write like a James Cameron Avatar thing, or like a Clash of the Blue Demons.
This has got me.
Well, I want to see a grievechronic.
Yeah,
a little girl who could turn wounds to water climbs through a mirror to help a broken boy break free. But in the world of their wildest dreams, the nightmares of above pick up on the sense of those scheduled for slaughter below, and all hell breaks loose.
I'm sold.
Something has to die for inner worlds to exist. There exists a place where we can escape the nightmares of life, a peace in the madness that must be entered to meet the ones within us capable of our highest crimes and lowest glories. You can't overcome the demons in your past until you make peace with the strange beauty housed within it.
Wow.
Exist grievechronic.
This one has a look inside.
What?
What is it? What's going on today? Like, what is going on?
You get that twice, just reverse.
Yeah. Flip it up on me.
There are some weird books today.
Exist.
Grievechronic. Grievechronic. For the wild love that God had cover me all the way through, and for every Christian who helped this get here on time.
What? What?
Okay.
Slam me again with that. Chapter 1. Anuki reached the riverbank and looked around. The air smelled of little boy and rose pear. We have
to read this.
Yeah, we have to read this.
And peanut butter, she said, wrinkling her nose. Suddenly she heard soft snoring. She tiptoed over, parted the reeds, and found him asleep on the floor on the other side of the looking glass, a plate of cookies next to his head, and the remnants of peanut butter pie smeared across his face. She looked over her shoulder, then slid her hand.
What is a peanut butter pie?
Gabriel.
Yeah, let's
woke with a jump as she tried to climb out of the mirror. He took her hand and pulled her across. She shyly dusted at the crumbs on his face. What took you so long? He whispered. I almost thought. I said I wasn't going to forget, she shyly whispered back. They sat and stared at each other sheepishly for a long time. After finally exchanging names, then ate cookies in silence on his nest of bedding on the floor. Anukai motioned to his chest. Show me, she said simply. But it's going to... He started nervously. It won't hurt. Yes. Look, this isn't easy. Coward, punk, bastard. I'm not saying that. Crybaby started to crest inside him and showed up as finely printed welts of shame on his skin.
I'm sorry, she whispers. What? I want to read this book.
Yeah,
It's too crazy.
Yeah, this is bizarre. I say we give it a shot. 190 pages.
190 pages. $16 for the paperback. 17, really. $17 for a paperback version. That's steep.
Yeah.
That's how it goes, you know.
What was it called? I so easily forget the names of these books.
Exist. It's called Exist.
Exist.
Grievechronic. I mean, that's good. That just works for us because it's got a great title, and that's all we need to make an episode, really.
And yeah, that we can kind of stumble through whatever the fuck it's supposed to be about.
Yep.
At least it'll be interesting. It's more interesting than a high ranch tale of a murdered veterinarian
and a ex-sheriff that have to work together to solve someone's weight problem. Or her other story where a retired cop meets up with a ranch specialist at a veterinarian clinic, and they have to solve the mystery before they're the next pets to be put down.
Yeah. My God.
So we have our book. We have Exist, and
yeah. And if you see that we have titled our next episode something else, it's because we dumped this in the trash
immediately. Yeah, we'll pick up X-Shell's Secret, I think.
Yeah. But we are going to stream while we read it, I think.
Yeah.
So if you want to, yes,
reading a book,
babble through a nonsense book that might have an interesting story somewhere inside of it, you can try to pull out.
Yeah, wow.
About a boy in a mirror, and
this room smells of little boy. Smells. I can smell it.
I can smell him and his peanut butter pie face.
What is a peanut butter pie?
I don't know.
Is it a pie with just peanut butter in it?
I don't know. Okay, well, we will see you guys soon. I don't know when.
I don't know how quickly we can get through this one. Yeah. This is a real monster book.
Maybe we'll try to read it on Wednesday or something.
Well, we'll see how it goes.
See how it goes.
Wednesday, most likely, I think, will be the best day. And then every other day after that will be good.
Tune in sometime soon for the reading of Exist Grievechronic. And we will see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Jesus.